name's Jonathan Norman from the Major Projects Knowledge Hub, and I'm interviewing Rupert Taylor from Kivue on the theme of best practice, because we're going to be doing a best practice webinar with Kivue in October. Rupert, best practice. When Zuba suggested this as a theme, I was originally a bit dubious, because I wonder whether it's, do people say, what is best practice? What does that even mean in the complex world that we live in? So do you want to kind of give us a bit of context for that?
Yeah. So I think it's interesting you were dubious, because that's exactly what I'm looking for. So my issue with the concept of best practice is that it's not measurable, it's not tangible, and it's just a statement that means different things to different people. And what interests me is how you then break that back down to make it something that's a bit more realistic, and where you can actually achieve some value through the concept of best practice. And I think probably the most important thing for me that I will be looking at within the webinar that we're covering is how you break that down into manageable steps. So sort of taking it away from best practice and saying, let's just understand where we are as an organisation today. What's our level of maturity, project maturity, business maturity, whatever it might be, and what's our level of capability? And if we map that at its most simple, and we then say, well, how do we then relate best practice to our capability and maturity, we might have a much better idea of setting some goals that are realistic. And what's interesting to me is actually forgetting about the term best practice and moving in jumps that might be good practice, better practice, and then maybe aiming for something that is even better than that downstream. But it's an evolution, it's a journey of continuously improving over a period of time based on your capability as an organisation today.
Excellent. So there's no such thing as some mythical level of best practice within an industry. It's really about the individual organisation and their needs in terms of the kinds of projects that they're trying to work on.
Yes, I think so. I mean, if I'm honest, I think best practice is a consultant's dream. And I have a consultancy business. And it's you see so many proposals going out from consultants which contain the term best practice. And I think, my caution there would be, number one, don't allow consultants to come into your organisation and tell you how you should be, which is up here in terms of what it's, how complex it is, when your capability and your maturity level is actually down here. Happens all the time, all the time. The latest fad comes out, whether it's, and I'm going to quote a few because they're topical, but whether it's Agile, whether it's Lean Six Sigma, there's various different methodologies that consultants will sell, and it's a bit of a dream, but it is not in line necessarily with the capability of the organisation and the maturity. So what I'm much more interested in is leave all that to one side and let's come up with some practical steps that take us to a better place where, as a business, we get more value from what we're doing. Okay.
Do you want to give us a bit of a sneak preview of some of the things, without giving everything away, but some of the things you're going to be covering in the webinar?
Yeah, I'm going to sort of try, what I'm trying to do is make it as generically interesting as possible. So I'm going to cover some subjects that I think are very, very important within the context of delivering complex programs and what might comprise better practice or good practice and that sort of journey. So the sort of things I'm going to be looking at are engagement with senior stakeholders, or with stakeholders generally. We tend to, in the world of projects and programs, be a little bit mechanical about the way that we develop plans, Gantt charts, present them, and think, or PIDs, and think that people are going to read them, when in reality I should think 90% of the project, or maybe a bit less than that, but a large percentage of the project portfolio packs that are produced are never read. And the PIDs that are produced, 30, 40 page PIDs, are never really read. So how do you bring that up a level and make it digestible where, you know, the outcomes you're looking for which is engagement from senior people that need to take the right decisions at the right times, where you achieve that. So I'm going to explore that. So fair amount on the comms side, on the reporting side. We will look at we'll look at certain things like prioritization and how you identify priorities of different programs in different ways. Governance, simplifying governance. We'll probably look a little bit at the whole concept of simplification and taking the simple out of what is a relatively complex environment and making it presentable.
Excellent, good. Well, you've had a taster as to what to expect, so I hope that you'll join us on the 3rd of October for the webinar. Thank you very much.
I look forward to seeing you.